Nick, take it away.
That's your worst one yet.
All right, 8 teams left in the playoffs. Those are the 8 teams represented on the pie, so we know the 22 who are not on there. Smallest piece, down a tick, 4%. The New York Knickerbockers. Very ominous game 1. I don't understand how Tom Thibodeau didn't attack Jimmy Butler once he was on one leg. Like, I know Tibbs loves Jimmy, but I think that was maybe a bridge too far. When you have an opportunity to win game 1, he's like, we can't do that to Jimmy. Jalen Brunson will be better. I don't know if it'll be enough. We'll get to Miami in a moment. Way down, 5%. Phoenix Suns.
Wow.
Everything that smart people who watched round 1 was worried was going to happen to the Suns is happening. We already got the first soft tissue injury. We're already seeing Kevin Durant wear down a bit. Monty Williams is already pressing the all bench players available button, except for, go ahead, Wilds.
By smart people, who are you referring to exactly there, of people who predicted how this would work?
I thought Kevin O'Connor made this point on the Ringer podcast, or the mismatch with Chris Vernon, and I think a few other people. I thought Nikias has made that point. And, of course, me! I told you all this is exactly what was going to happen with the Suns. I don't know what KOC and Nikias said, actually. 8% up. Bruce should be happy. The Warriors.
8.
Oh, my God.
I'm supposed to be happy with that? After what they just did?
Bro.
Took out the 3 seed?
Bro.
The road woes no longer exist?
No.
Andrew Wiggins getting better by the game? They're going to be stronger after that tough test from Sacramento?
Bro, how can you sit here and pretend you are more confident when you thought the Warriors would dispatch of the Kings, a nothing team, in 5 games, and they found themselves in a Game 7 trailing at halftime and needed a 50-piece from Steph Curry? They needed Steph to go
Kings,
Jordan and Looney to go Wilt to get past the Kings.
The
How can you
Kings
be more
were
confident?
better than I expected.
Well,
here's my beef. I have not yet seen the Nuggets on Title Pie, which means they're ahead of the Warriors.
Yes.
The Warriors beat the Nuggets 4-1 last year. I know
last
Jamal.
year.
They're the same teams. Denver's added Jamal Murray.
What?
But Bubble Jamal comes around every blue
They're
moon.
not the same
Bubble
teams. They didn't have
Jamal
Jamal
had 10
or
points.
Michael Porter.
He had 10 points last night.
What?
Michael Porter
Bro,
Jr.?
bro,
Okay.
bro,
Okay,
stop.
I'm just saying.
You
They
can't
should be
bring up
ahead of the
last year.
Nuggets. I get the Lakers
What?
as your pick.
The
That's
Nuggets
fine.
last year were
They
the
should be
6th
ahead of
seed. They're
Nuggets.
the 1 seed
Okay.
this year.
All right.
10%.
All right.
The Miami Heat. Another team that smart people said could be very dangerous come the postseason.
You walked that back.
You have
though.
Jimmy Butler. I never walked it back. You have
He
Jimmy
did-
Butler.
he was one toe.
You have the
Pinky-
best
pinky
coach
toe.
in the league in Eric Spoelstra. You have Kevin Love and Kyle Lowry. It's like a reunion special of playoff heroes from the past, but they're all in the Miami Heat. And now, I would not be shocked if they win both of the games in New York and take firm control of this series. They're 5-1 thus far this postseason. That is the second best record thus far of these NBA playoffs, or I guess third best because the Nuggets are 6-1. The Heat are at 10%. Down substantially. The Boston Celtics, they're at 12%. When's the last time they looked great? I'll tell you, for loyal viewers of this show, it was the night before, it was the day before, that Kevin Wildes brought a live reindeer on set. Turns out that was the pinnacle of both the Celtics season and Wildes' prop career, because since then, we have no live animals, and the Bucks have lost. Luckily for the Bucks, there is no failure in sports, and so it's all a learning process. And if you're a Celtics fan, I am concerned about Missoula. I'm concerned about Jaylen Brown's post-game comments and how he played the final 3 quarters. And I'm concerned about, we have a whole team of switchable wing defenders. Great perimeter defense. Where was it in game 1 against Philly? 16% up. The Denver Nuggets. Jokic, outstanding.
Thank you.
In game 2 of that series. Jamal Murray, outstanding in game 1. And now all of a sudden, they look like they have a very clear path to the Western Conference Finals if Chris Paul is out a significant amount of time with that groin injury. And they know exactly who they want to be as far as who they want to play and what their rotation is. Up to 20%. much like LeVar Ball, never lost.
True.
Undefeated Philadelphia 76ers. They have a league MVP. He's missed 2 games. They have won both those games. They have a former league MVP who looked like a league MVP last night. They have Maxey, DeAnthony Melton, one of the best acquisitions this year in the NBA. They're also 5-0 this postseason. And then number 1, the Lakers. Everything is going exactly according to plan. LeBron did not have to fully engage except for maybe 6 total minutes in round 1. Anthony Davis just came off the best defensive series of his career. They have found out which of their unknown, untested bench players they can trust. The answer, oddly, is Rui Hachimura, not Troy Brown, not Malik Beasley. They know exactly who they want to be, and they got the matchup they wanted. Instead of having to deal with the running gun Kings, a Warriors team that they had success against in the regular season, and the Warriors team that does not have an answer for their size. They're up to 25%. That
win on the road.
is title pie.
Warriors team can't
Great
win.
episode.
That's a good. I'll give you your Lakers because I know they're your pick. All right, so we won't argue Lakers Warriors. We'll see who wins that series. I think Philly's a tad high. Philly is high. I have not written off. I'm still 10 toes down on my Celtics. I think Nick, and I want to ask you, it's going to be interesting. Harden clearly liked going back to Houston hard. Heck, he's talking about going back to Houston reportedly to play next year. Do you think, I wonder, will there be any tension when Embiid comes back? Does Harden want to remain Houston, James? Or will he be distributed?
I suppose there could be, but I look at that glass half full in this regard. If when Embiid comes back, he is not MVP level Embiid because of the injury. The fact that Harden just had that game without Embiid out there, I don't want to say as a decoy, but when Embiid's out there, defense is going to focus on him.
Right.
So if Harden was able to do that last night with B-Ball Paul as his center, the fact that when Embiid comes back, if he needs to go there, that's a good option because I don't think when Embiid comes back, he's going to be 25 field goal attempts, Joel, getting to the foul line, a dozen times a night. So I think that's good. I also think Maxey having that great moment at the end of the game is huge. A really good game, and I know it was kind of gift wrapped to him, but still, that breeds confidence for a young player.
How about that?
Yeah. Wilds?
All right, I want to talk about Denver. Can I see the pie again? I've got 2 simple pieces of cogent analysis here.
Yeah.
Is the Lakers' best player healthy? Yes or no? No.
Anthony Davis is very healthy.
Okay, well, let's knock on wood there. That holds up. But LeBron's not healthy. We know he's not healthy. Embiid is sitting on the sidelines. He might play game 2. He might not. Denver is healthy. So that's the number 1. We've got the healthiest team. I guess we now, because the Bucks are gone, I got to become a Denver fan.
Well, that's your pick.
Well, yeah, it's true. Home court. Lakers do not have home court advantage. They're playing in Golden State. 76ers stole one in Boston, but if that goes game 7, they'll be back in Boston. Denver, number 1 seed, still has home court. So health and home court advantage should be to the Nuggets. And then I also have this complicated stat from Dusty. Dusty, can I be honest with you? It's not that complicated, but it's wordy.
Let me see.
Oh, here it is.
What is?
Here's the other thing. We actually order the pizza, so I'm not even sure if
it was delicious.
If the team likes me, they're like, "Wow, can we order the pizza again?" In any event, only pair of stars to increase points by 3 in the playoffs. Joker went from 24 to 27, and Murray, even though he had a horrible game, has gone from 20 to 26. So there you go. It's like a whole team of playoff Jimmies.
Feels like a reach, but
only pair of stars to
Dusty,
increase
Dusty, just get on the mic. That's what he said.
3 points per game.
I told you I was going to get
some
made
that
fun
will
of.
increase by 2? Some increase it by 2? Who increased it by 2?
told you I was going to get roasted. We're like, no, it's good, Wilds. Order the pizza.
Booker and Durant.
I don't know. It's just a dumb stat.
Well, it wasn't dumb when you were chowing down on.
And by the way, I'm very
Pizza was
curious
delicious,
how
I
we
will say
define
that.
stars, because I'm pretty sure Jimmy Butler's increases points per
Yeah.
game.
Pair. I need to
Doesn't.
find pair.
And I bet Kevin Love has increased
Yes,
his points
good
per game
call,
by at
Jake.
least 3. I could keep going up and down the list, sir. It's a terrible stat. That's an ugly box. That's a terrible title pie.
Okay,
However,
guess what?
I am going to address your other point, the home court point, because I think this is a sneaky important one. Because the Nuggets locked up the 1 seed in the West so early and then stopped really trying the last couple weeks of the season, if Boston or if Philly comes out of the East, if the Nuggets were to make the finals, they don't have home court. Philly finished with 54 wins, Denver with 53. Right. So I understand Denver was focused on the 1 seed in the West, but if you're trying to win a title, they were never going to catch Milwaukee, and maybe they weren't going to catch Boston. They could have held off Philly. They didn't, and so Philly would have home court in that series. And if you fact-check me on the Kevin Love stat out of nowhere that I was just pulling out of thin air, I'm not going to be happy.
I would never do that to you. I know there's some things that you don't like, being fact-checked on the air.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.